Hi, angels. Today we're not talking about feminism as in a debate. We are talking about feminism as energy. Because not all feminists looks the same, not all fights the same way, and not all leads the same way. These are archetypes, and each one has a different power. Let's meet them. Number one, we have the warrior feminist who refuses to stay silent, the most visible one. The protester, the debater, the speaker, the one who refuses to stay silent at the time of injustice. Women like Rani Lakshmibai, who stood in front of the oppression with full courage, shows the warrior side. The warrior feminist is not afraid of anything and is always in favor of justice. She believes silence protects no one. The intellectual feminist, the sage one. This archetype fights with ideas, books, philosophy, policy, and research. Think of Simone de Beauvoir, who analyzed that how society constructs womanhood. The intellectual feminist confronts norms, questions everything, dissects culture, instead of shouting slogans. She knows that before changing laws, you must change minds. Her weapon? Critical thinking. The nurturer feminist, soft, calm, community centered. She might not be on the stage, but she's always supporting other women in the room. She encourages other women and she always make safe space for everyone. This archetype understands something really powerful that empowered women empower women. She knows emotional labor is political. Her strength is gentleness. The reformer. The reformer works within systems, policy making, politics, law and education. Leaders like Malala Yousafzai, who represented reformist energy, pushing structural changes through institutions. The reformer advocates for legal equality, focuses on education access. Thinks long term. She believes change must be sustainable, not just loud. The cultural feminist. This archetype shifts culture subtly through art, fashion, film, social media, aesthetics. She questions beauty standard. She redefines femininity. She might create content that romanticizes independence. Her battlefield, culture. Her impact, narrative shift. Intersectional feminist. This archetype ensures that no one is left behind. The concept of intersectionality was developed by Kimberly Crenshaw. It recognizes that gender overlaps with religion, culture, race, class, and sexuality. The intersectional feminist asks, who are we forgetting? Who has less access? Who is invisible in the conversation? She understands equality cannot be selective. Her feminism is inclusive by design. The healer. The newest archetype, the one Gen Z resonates with deeply. She talks about boundaries, emotional safety, trauma, therapy culture. She understands patriarchy is not just external, it's internalized. She heals herself, and that healing becomes activism. Because breaking generational cycles, that is revolutionary. The truth. You don't have to pick one archetype. You might be a warrior online, a nurturer in private, an intellectual in your studies, a healer in your relationship. Feminism is not one personality type, it's a spectrum of energies. And the beauty? Every archetype is necessary. Revolution need voices, movement need thinkers, communities need healers. No archetype is superior, just different expressions of power. Feminism is not about becoming the loudest. It's about becoming conscious. It's about recognizing your power and using it in a way that align with your spirit. You don't need to copy someone else's activism. You just need to understand your archetype. Because when women move in alignment with who they truly are, then change feels heavenly. That was about feminism. Personally, I feel feminism was never loud. Feminism was never about hating man. Feminism was about being equal, getting equal opportunities, being seen as equal as the other gender. Feminism was always soft yet strong. Soft but not weak, wala soft. Soft but that pretty wala soft. At the end of the day, each soul is feminine. Feminism is an open concept. It has given men to feel emotions It has allowed man to feel what they couldn't feel before, because since feminism came, they have normalized emotions. They have normalized that humans have emotions. I'd say feminism is not a weapon, but a way to live life in a beautiful way. And the people who rejects femininity, it often comes with privilegedness. Well, we don't reject feminism, we accept feminism in its most beautiful way. Where's the